everybody. So I haven't filmed a video in like months, years, a couple of years. I'm in the 10th grade now, and I probably look way different than my previous videos, which are deleted now. So yeah, and I'm just gonna come to you with story time. My worst high school experience. I'm in the 11th grade right now. Well, I'm considered an 11th grader, so I'm a junior in high school. I think I got pretty hot. You think so? I think so. And I'm just gonna tell y'all guys about the time I got suspended. Now, I got suspended in high school, like, well, my 2 years of being in high school. I got suspended a couple times, but they were all for like little tiny things that really weren't that deep, and they just wanted to be dicks, basically. And so, like, I got suspended for stuff like dress code, whatever, and stuff like not going to Saturday detentions. The littlest things, because I'm not a bad kid. It's just I don't like uniforms, which cause Saturdays, which not going to Saturdays cause suspensions. So let's go. So basically, I got suspended for not going to a Saturday detention, and Saturday detentions come from either skipping class, being late to class, not wearing a uniform. I never skipped. Well, I've skipped class. I've never skipped class, and I was never really late to class, and yeah, like I basically got suspended for not wearing uniform. So I served my suspension date, and then when I came back to school the next day, I went to my first hour. My first hour teacher didn't mention anything about me being suspended on the attendance online thing. And then I get to my second hour, and I don't really care for this teacher that much. It's not like a, oh my god, I'm coming to this class, let me kill myself right now. But it's like, if I didn't have to go, I wouldn't, you know? Kind of one of those situations. So she's like, yo, you're suspended on the list. I'm like, I served my suspension date already. She's like, oh, well, you need to go get a readmission form. So I'm like, okay, whatever, Mrs. Whatever. We're just gonna say Mrs. Whatever. I'm just gonna go get it, and I'm gonna come back. So she's like, go get it, and come right back, and get your stuff, and then go, like, leave back out. Because 9 times out of 10, they're gonna tell you to leave because your mom has to come. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go to the SVC, and the Student Planning Center is basically like this multi-purpose room where basically everything goes on. Like, you go in there to do everything. Like, if you come late to school, if you like feel sick and your teacher won't let you put your head down, you can go in there. Literally, it's a multi-purpose room. So I go in there, and they are being total dicks. Like, they like, oh, your mom needs to come, da da da. Literally, they know my mom works in the district. That's great. So that being said, I'm like, well, you can call my mom's extension. They like, extension? I'm like, yeah, extension. She works in the district. Call her extension. You feel me? So she came. Well, she came after this incident I'm gonna tell you. So they told me to go back to class. I go back to class, and they're like, there's like 2 girls right here. Like, they're right here. Excuse these burn marks, but they're right here, and the door's right here. 2 girls are arguing right here. There's like the door in this domain right here. So the teacher's like trying to get them to stop arguing. They're fat bitch, da 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 da. And I'm just like, whatever, just gonna go in here, mind my business. The teacher makes it her business to come from over here to tell me I can't go in. What the fuck is you doing? Like, what are you, like, what? Like what? So I'm like, excuse me, Mrs. Whatever, I need to get in to get my stuff. I'm about to go. She's like, you can't go in there. I'm like, you just told me that I can go in there and get my stuff. So guess what? I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna get my stuff. So I'm just like, you know what? You told me I could come get my stuff, so I'm gonna go come get my stuff. She's like, well, no, I'm trying to handle this situation over here. I'm like, that situation you got going on over there literally has nothing to do with the situation going on right here. So she like darts her arm out, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, I feel threatened. Literally by this point, I feel threatened, okay? She darts her arm out. Her elbow, crusty, dusty, busty elbow scrapes across my face, and I'm just like, keep calm, don't trip. So I'm like, you know, miss whatever, your elbow just hit my face. Like, I'm trying to be calm because I have really bad temper problems. So I'm trying to be calm, and I'm like, you know, your elbow just hit my face. And she's like, you can't go in there. I'm like, your elbow just hit my face. She's like, well, you can't go in there. I'm like, your elbow just hit my face. Well, you can't go in there. So I'm like, okay, fine. Guys, listen carefully. I legit, this is her arm. I legit went over and under her arm. Well, that doesn't make sense. Like, I just went under her arm. She went ballistic. And I'm just like, chill. Like, it's literally not that deep. And she's, like, going crazy, like, you did not just hit a teacher. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't hit you. And so she calls security for the two girls that were arguing, and then she calls security on me. I'm like, what are you calling security on me for? I didn't hit you. Like what? Call my mom. Well, I'm on the phone with my mom. I'm on the phone with my boo, and I'm trying to tell them like I'm trying to tell him what happened, cause I just like to run my mouth. So I'm like trying to like get him to help me, to tell me what to do, so I won't get in trouble, cause I didn't hit her. And then I call my best friend. Like, I'm just like trying to. Well, I wasn't calling people. I was texting, but I'm like trying to like regain some mental whatever to understand like what the fuck, like so my mom comes, and let me just tell you, that has to be the worst thing to ever happen. She comes in, she's like, tell that mother bleeping bleep 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 to keep our mother bleeping bleep 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 off my bleeping bleep kid. And I'm like, Mom. She's like, where the bleep is she at? Blah, 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 blah. So they're sitting us around the whole school. All this stuff happens. And then I get suspended from school because she said I threatened her life. So I had to have a board meeting. I go to my board meeting, and that had to be the worst possible thing to happen. Basically, I go in, and they're like, well, seeing that the cameras show no evidence of you hitting her, there's not much we can do. We can just give you some days off because she feels threatened. First of all, back that back train up. You can't give me any days without any evidence. Am I right or wrong? I'm correct. I know I'm correct. They legitimately told me that I couldn't come back into school because she felt threatened. Even though they just said themselves there was no evidence. So, what am I suspended for? I got 45 days out of school. And to be honest, right now, like, to be totally 100% honest, I really didn't care about that. Like, I hate the school anyway, so I really didn't care about the days off as long as I was still getting my work, which I am still getting my work, so that I can keep my grades up to par. What I cared about was tryouts are June 1st, and this is June 7th, or I don't know what date this is, but that's how long I've been out of school. And tryouts are June 1st. I'm getting suspended. I have 45 days out of school, and that means that you cannot be on school property without permission. That means I can't go to my freaking cheerleading. That literally pissed me off to the point where, like, I just legitimately was, like, ready to cry. I wasn't even gonna cry about the fact of being suspended because, to be real with you guys, I honestly didn't care because I know what I did, and what she said I did isn't what I did. So I didn't care. Just the fact that I couldn't try out for cheer, and this is my, like, 11th grade year. Like, I wanted to cheer throughout my whole high school year because, like, that's legitimately what I've done. Like, I can't live without that sport or I'll go crazy. And they're like, yeah, basically you're suspended for 45 days. Moral of the story, teachers are crazy, school districts are shit, and basically, if a teacher elbows you in the face, just take it. Like, or if a teacher tells you to do something, don't do it. Because she legit told me to come back and get my stuff. And when I tried to come back to get my stuff, she wouldn't let me. So be the most obedient, disobedient, weak, strong in that sense of letting someone hit you and not doing anything about it, student you can possibly be in this district or all school districts. Oh, and whether or not they have evidence, they can still suspend you, so be aware of that. So make sure that if you're gonna do something and you know that you're right, do it in the camera so that you can know that they know. Okay. So yeah, I was mostly being sarcastic within that sense, but it wasn't fair. Like, my repercussions really weren't fair because she didn't get any nothing was done to her. Like, legit, everything was all put down to me, and to be honest with you, it wasn't the sense that I wanted something to happen to her. It was just that nothing should have happened to me if nothing happened to her, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I just felt like it was a really unfair situation, and it was just stupid. I mostly just wanted to share this story with you guys. So thumbs this video up and subscribe and follow me on all my social medias, mostly on Twitter because that's the social media that I'm on the most. If you want more story time videos with Rhea, then comment, like it, subscribe it, and all that good stuff, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.